All right, we are live here at the Queen's Club. We are in the stringing room. I'm pleased to bring you Mr. Neil MacKenzie over here, and we also have Mr. Simon Marshall in the background behind Mr. MacKenzie. These boys are stringing away. It's a busy day here. Want to say thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope I can answer some good questions. What do you got for me, Neil? How's your day going?
It's going all right. It's going all right. Thank you. Yeah. Right. First question.
Yeah.
From PM Ray 87.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Strong name. Rank your top 5 favourite courts to play on in the world.
Ooh. Top 5 favorite courts. That's a toughie. Definitely Newport #1. Mostly just because I play my best tennis there, as is probably evident from the last World Championship. Then Paris. I love Paris. Love the city. Love the court. It's super bouncy. Right up my alley. Otherwise, I would say those two stand out to me like a sore thumb. Otherwise, I would say, God, this is tough.
That's 2.
Probably Aiken, South Carolina, my hometown. You know, I can't hate on Aiken. It's a great court. It's a great club. And then the courts in New York are just gorgeous. So it's hard not to like them. What's that, 4?
Yeah, we count New York as 1.
Count New York as 1. So okay,
Yeah.
4. Wow.
New York's nice.
And then I'm going to say Melbourne. Not necessarily I love the court, but it's hard not to love going there in January and having it be summer and nice weather and all that. So yeah, so I'd say those are my top 5.
Yeah, pretty good. Paris, not a strong choice.
No, you don't like Paris?
No, Paris.
Not too bouncy for you? It's a rallier's court.
Yeah,
It's not for everybody.
That's fine. Don't run around. Okay, next question. John from Aiken.
Yep.
What is your favourite thing to do while wasting time at events?
Ooh. Well, Lord knows I have a lot of downtime at events. Lately I've actually been reading a lot. Believe it or not, South Carolina actually know how to read. Probably one of the few. So I've been reading a lot of books. Otherwise, it's one of the great parts about being on tour is that all of your buddies are kind of on tour with you. It's a big group of friends. So we all tend to hang out, we go get food, go see movies, you know, just do whatever. So it's mainly an opportunity to catch up with friends and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got to hang out with people you don't like.
Spend a lot of time in the pro shop with me.
Can't say it's always a good thing, but you know, we try.
Oh yeah. Okay, next question. Tell us about your training for the World Championship.
Ooh,
I don't seem to have a name for it. Any superstitions? Is that the same question?
We can include those.
We can include, yeah.
About my training for the World Championship. So, I've been training really hard for the past like 6-7 months. A lot of time in the gym, training in Newport, Rhode Island with Mike Checky over at Bridge to Fitness. He's just the best. I mean, the guy's amazing. He's done amazing things for me. He did a lot for me in 2016 and now even more here for 2018. So that's been a pleasure. And I've been hitting up in Boston with the pros up there, Leon Smart, Tony Hollins. They've been great to me there at the TNR, just allowing me to use the club and support me. And then down to Philadelphia to train with Mr. John Lumley every now and again. And now I'm here hitting with Mr. Neil MacKenzie. So, you know.
Yeah. Always moving up in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying.
Right, next one. Oh, is there any superstition? Do you have any superstitions?
Oh, superstitions. I forgot about the superstitions one. Do I have any superstitions? No. No, I do not. I'm actually the most unsuperstitious person in the world.
Why?
Because if you believe in a superstition and then something goes wrong, like say you have a favorite pair of socks, right? You have a favorite pair of socks and then you forget them on match day. You're destined to lose, right? Because you've forgotten. You've already told yourself you're going to lose because it's a superstition. So by not having a superstition, you don't allow yourself that opportunity for something to go wrong. I will say I've had to develop habits in the last few years. My coach, Dacre Stoker, has made me develop habits as a way to get more set up before matches. So going through certain patterns of warm-ups and different things like that to make sure the body gets ready, make sure the mind gets ready. So I would say I've got more habits than I do actual superstitions in a way. So, Pat Winthrop just commented, must drink 3 Cokes before each match. Maybe back in the day. that definitely happened. Yeah, I used to drink a lot of Coca-Cola. I remember I played a US Open final, doubles final, I was 17 playing with Tim Chism against Rob Fay and Mike Gooding. Everybody else had like protein shakes and like warm-up stuff. I walked out with a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola.
Dude.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Hey, we won. It wasn't because of me, but we won.
Oh, I hate Coke.
Yeah, it wasn't a good choice.
Curb the addiction?
Got rid of the addiction, sort of. Replaced it with coffee. Not sure if it's better or worse, but calling it a win.
Well, you bring 2 litres of coffee on the court, probably worse.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, what do we got next? What's
What
next?
do we got next?
That one makes me look bad. Give me something that makes me look good, Neil. Come on.
Oh, none of these questions are going to help there. Why did you choose to play with gold leaf rackets?
Well, this is a really easy one.
Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome.
When I met Sean Quinn, the owner of Gold Leaf, about 4.5 years ago, I was playing with Hero rackets and I wasn't really enjoying them at the time. And Sean came to me and told me that he could give me whatever I wanted in a racket. And I'd never heard that before because normally when we play, we just get handed a racket and told that that's what we're going to use. And Sean kind of offered the opportunity for me to customize a racket to my liking. You know, as someone who likes to play the floor, doesn't necessarily hit it that hard, things like that. And that was a new thing for me. And it was such a good opportunity. And you know, it's amazing to see how far he's come since then. I mean, that was 4 years ago now, and he's now he's got rackets and clubs all over the world. You know, we've had amazing success. You know, as a team with me, you know, and a lot of the other top 10 pros joining and understanding how important it is and how nice it is to have some customization. And yeah, I mean, there's no other team I'd rather be a part of.
Well, this isn't a question, but why the pineapple? That's what I mean. You've told me before, but I always forget.
So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I have a pineapple logo on my rackets. I also have a pineapple tattoo on my arm.
Oh, get the guns out! Look at that!
I should have flexed. Darn it, that was your chance. So the pineapple to me is to commemorate becoming world champion. 2016, I won the challenge in Newport, Rhode Island. And for those of you who don't know, Newport has pineapples where the last gallery Chase logo is.
Oh, I didn't know.
And so the pineapple for me is a way to remind myself of the goal I was able to accomplish and in becoming world champion, which has obviously been a dream of mine for a very, very long time. So that I know now, no matter what happens, that I accomplished that goal. That's a pretty cool thing. How many kids get to grow up and say they actually, accomplished their life dream? And so, you know, it's more for me than for anybody else, but, you know, I love being able to see it on the rackets when I play, and I like being able to see it on my arm when I'm in the gym.
Flexing,
when I'm in the gym.
When you're pumping iron, checking yourself out.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Why do they have it in Newport?
So
on the tangent.
The pineapple is the international sign of hospitality.
Oh.
Okay, and so most port towns will have a pineapple logo in their town. And the reason for that is when ships would go out to sea, they'd have a lot of food, and by the time they got back, pineapples were the only things that didn't rot. So when they would get home, all they had left was pineapple. They would put it outside their house to let people know that they'd returned home, and they were accepting visitors to come say hi and welcome them back. So that's how it became the sign of hospitality. And so, you know, Charleston, South Carolina, Newport, Rhode Island, pretty much any major port town you go to, you'll find pineapple logos all over.
Oh.
Yeah, little fun fact history lesson for you there, Mackenzie.
Do you know that song? Oh, I did not know that. Do you not know that? Look at
Yeah,
that.
look at that. Fun fact for everybody.
Fun facts.
Fun fact for everybody. See,
Learn
kids,
while you're having
history
fun.
lesson.
Yeah.
History lesson at the same time. That's what I'm good for.
Welcome. Alright, okay. Next question.
Speak up, Neil.
Oh, sorry. Who was your biggest rival growing up?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's not mine.
Biggest rival growing up was Bryn Sayers. Bryn and I started playing against each other when I was 10 and he was 11. We played in the British Open under 12s here at Queen's Club.
Yeah.
And he beat me so bad. Oh man, I didn't even get a game. I think he beat me 4-0, 4-0. And that was kind of the start. He was always the top junior when I was growing up in England, and I was the top junior in the US. And then when I was kind of rising through the amateur ranks, so was he. He became, you know, one of the top British amateurs. And then he turned pro and I turned pro. And, you know, all of a sudden, then we turned, you know, rise through the pro ranks. And then next thing I know, I'm playing him in the British Open final last year.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, 20 years on. I was thinking about it during the British Open last year, to have gone 20 years ago, played in the British Under-12s, to then be playing in the pinnacle event for us outside the World Championship in the final. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What is your favourite training meal? My reading's a little slow. I've got my glasses on.
Don't mind Neil.
Yeah.
Don't mind Neil.
Everything's a challenge. What is your favourite training meal?
Favorite training meal? Well, I've definitely had a lot of it lately, that's for sure.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I know.
So,
Hi, Howard.
been eating mainly chicken with veggies,
tomorrow.
preferably
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts
Just
and broccoli
Foreman.
and quinoa.
So
So like a
starting off with
kind of a light grain, nothing too heavy. Want to make sure that try and keep it as lean as I can. Sweet potatoes, things like that. So been really focusing on that, but definitely chicken, occasionally salmon. But I like all sorts of things. You got to not eat the same meal all the time. That's one of the hardest parts of the whole thing is to not eat the same thing.
How come I didn't know? I didn't
So-
do the sort of pre-skin now. It's not one of the first thing on Sunday.
Yeah. So, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Sometimes I have to do actual work.
Hold on. What's your?
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to know. Hold on, we're gonna change the subject.
Oh.
What's your favorite training meal?
Oh,
Have you ever had a training meal?
training meal. Tesco meal deal's pretty strong.
Yeah.
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 Little Domino's pizza delivery.
Chicken cottage. It's a UK one. You been to chicken cottage?
No, I'm in the chicken cottage.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good at like 3 a.m. after a match. Pre-match. Yeah, I don't really think
No?
that. No.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should. That's the difference. And a lot of stuff in between.
So I'll never forget, I was living with Ricardo Smith and Adrian Kemp over at Preston Hall. I was working there for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And we would train like 4 hours a day, go home, order a large Domino's pizza each, and a large 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola each. And that was what we'd have every night.
Well,
like
post-meal,
six-
post-training.
Yeah, 6 nights a week we would have that.
Dude, that's disgusting. I thought all I've learned about you is you've got a Coke addiction. And eat Domino's.
Coca-Cola. You got, come on man, you got to clarify that.
Oh yeah, and you have Domino's pizza 6 nights a week.
I do have Domino's. Or I did.
You did.
So yeah.
Grim. Well, I'm doing better than you. That's reassuring to everyone who lives around the street.
See, if I can do it, anybody can do
Yeah,
it. That's what you're
it's
learning
true.
here.
Yeah, this is true.
So, all right, what else you got for me?
Right. I've realised what I did there. Okay. Yeah. What is your channel? What's your...
MacKenzie. It's a struggle with this guy.
What's your all-time favourite match in court tennis played or watched?
Ooh.
Oh, I missed something. Sorry.
I'm going to say 2004 World Championship, Rob Fay versus Tim Chism.
7-6.
It was the one after that. So it's Newport, Rhode Island. And I swear it's the best tennis that will ever be played. I mean, they were absolutely amazing. Just both of them were just so on it. They both trained, I think they were both in their primes. They both peaked at the right time, level-wise, with their games, their ball striking, their reading, everything. It was just incredible to see. And Rob ended up winning 7-1, which really didn't do it Tim justice because his level during the match,
7-1, really?
yeah, his level during the match and the closeness of the sets and the points was just amazing.
Yeah.
There's a DVD of it out there somewhere, and I don't know.
Is there?
Yeah, there's only like a handful of copies. I used to have one, but I would love to find it. If anybody has a copy, let me know, because I would absolutely love to watch it again.
I mean, can you watch DVDs now?
This guy is so young, doesn't even know what DVDs
No,
are.
not DVD. I said you can't watch them anymore. Oh, that must have been an epic match.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I'll find it. I'll find the DVD someday.
Yeah, and not watch it.
And not watch it.
Yeah.
Because you can't watch DVDs anymore.
Well, right. Anyway. Good. What about plays? You have to watch. What about plays?
You know what he's going to say, don't you?
I know everybody thinks I'm gonna say 2016 World Championship. That is definitely the best match I've ever played level-wise. But as far as most competitive, I would say it's actually not going to be in my favor either. 2010 World Championship Final Eliminator against Steve Ragona, which I lost 7 sets to 6. It went 6 sets all, 5 all, and I managed to lose.
I'm watching this on the train here.
Some Mr. Billings, do you want to get in on our video real quick?
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm learning lots.
We got
What to eat,
the challenger for the Rackets World Championship in the building. Come say hi, Mr. Tom Billings. Wow, celebrity in the house.
I don't think so.
But yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, so I lost the match 7 sets to 6. I went 3-1 up the first day, then went 3-1 down the second day. Steve went 6 sets to 4 up, and I fought back to 6 sets all, 5 all, and then Steve won it 6-5 in the 13th set. And although it didn't go my way, it was just the most epic match I think I've ever played in, with emotional roller coasters going up and down.
Oh, appreciate that. 7-6 to Steve.
Yeah, 6 sets all, 5 all.
What court?
Tuxedo. So I'll reiterate since you were busy. I went 3 sets to 1 up the first day, then lost 3 sets to 1 the second day.
Yeah.
Steve goes 6 sets to 4 up on the final day. I fight back to 6 sets all, 5 all.
Got the yips.
And then I hit 2 returner serves in a row into the net to lose the match.
Oh! Put on the MacKenzie special.
yeah. I'm pretty sure you weren't even playing court tennis at that point, but that's what we definitely call that now.
No, let's not put that out there. That was a good one. Okay, play the match. Who's your favourite player?
My mom just said hardest match she's ever watched. Thanks, Mom.
I can imagine it's pretty tough.
Oh, God.
Right, you lost my train. Okay. Who is your favourite player to watch?
Ooh, besides you, of course.
Right.
Besides you, of course.
Yeah. Pretty good these days?
I would say I really, really enjoy watching Tim Chism play. Mainly because he just makes it look very easy. You know, he gets a lot of power, which obviously is not my strong suit. And it's just, you know, he's that guy that every time I watch, I see something ridiculous, something amazing that I never thought I'd see before. And you know what I mean? Every time you watch him, you just... He may win, he may lose, but at some point in there, you're going to be saying to yourself, wow, I'm never going to see that happen again. And I mean, it helps that he's a good buddy, so I get more emotionally invested. But he's just such a spectacular athlete. I wish I could have seen him more in his prime, because I reckon a lot of what I'm seeing now and thinking, oh, I'm never going to see that again, was happening pretty often back then. But yeah, I mean, outside of him, I really like watching Bryn Sayers. Yet again, I know he's like, you know, a big rival of mine, but he's one of the few guys that plays how I play. So it's pretty cool because I don't get to watch myself ever, and so it's pretty cool to see someone play the floor and really work the point like that. You know?
Put some racket tape on it. Let me just get changed.
No, I'll do that. Mine was Nick Wood.
Nick Wood. Actually, I hadn't thought of that. That's a very, very good call.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to see Nick play in his prime?
Twice. Well, no, once I think. It was British Open.
Yeah. Nick was very similar to Tim in the way they moved.
It looked so easy.
They're very fluent movers around the court. Didn't kind of look like me, where I may be fast, but I look like I'm having to work hard to be fast. They moved very efficiently and easily to cover the court.
Yeah,
and Nick was by far, I think, the best mover I've ever seen. So
he was good. Yeah, I didn't see enough of him.
No, unfortunately, I didn't get to see as much of him as I would have liked to either.
Yeah, no streaming back then. Good ones for streaming.
I mean, I don't know if you ever heard it. They ever used what's called VHS.
Dude, I'm what's this called? Video, VHS. It's, not whatever. Same thing. That doesn't exist around either. All
right. What else you got for me?
What else? What is the Court Tennis Charleston project?
Ooh, that's an exciting one. So Court Tennis Charleston is obviously the process of bringing court tennis to Charleston, South Carolina. It's a project that's been around for about 7 years now, and I am happy to say that we have very nearly reached our goal to build a court in Charleston in the next couple of years. So the project has cracked a deal with the Daniel Island Club, which is one of the islands in Charleston, and is a club that takes up half of the island and currently has lawn tennis and 2 golf courses, as well as a beautiful gym and outdoor pools. It's a kind of a community where you can live and has its own downtown and everything like that. So we've been working on fundraising for the last probably 4 or 5 years, and we have just about nearly reached our goal. We've already gone out we've sent out for planning and architectural renderings and everything like that, with a hopeful to start building at the beginning of 2019. So very, very excited. If you haven't gotten a chance to look at the site or check it out, there's a website for it. And you can go through any of the associations. Obviously, if you want to donate, we're always taking more pledges and donations. They are tax deductible. So always, open to anybody who wants to give to our project. But check it out. Charleston's one of the highest rated cities in the world. It was voted best city in the world twice, 2015, 2016, I believe.
Hopefully you didn't live there.
But yeah, as soon as I moved there, it went down to number 2. It's a shocker. But it really is the best place in the world, and it will be one of the best clubs in the world when it gets done. It's been a privilege to be a part of the committee and help out with the project. We're
going all out,
it's going to be amazing. It's going to do amazing things for the game in the U.S. They have a ton of juniors that play. They have a ton of women that play. It's really going to kind of help us expand the game in the right way that we need to in the U.S.
Great.
So, yeah.
Great. All right. Biggest tip to the general player to improve?
Ooh. Biggest tip to the general player. I would say practice. And I don't mean practice with other people, I mean solo practice. Solo practice is single-handedly the biggest thing you can do in court tennis. It's one of the few games where you can actually take advantage of that, and no one does it. It's things like serving, return a serve. If you don't understand how the angles work or why a certain serve isn't working, you can get out there and practice returning it on your own, throwing the balls against the wall to imitate how it bounces. And that will do so much for you as you move forward in the game, because it's comfort with the court, you probably don't do it so much anymore, do you, Neil? He should.
I don't really know.
But
I should, you're right.
But when you're first starting, you're so unaware of how a ball is going to bounce on this court, or what a wall or a penthouse is going to do. And so to go out there and throw the balls around and just see how they react and get more comfortable with that is going to do so much for you next time you go out to play. Remember, muscle memory takes, 10,000 tries to get it?
10,000 hours, isn't it?
10,000 hours to get it right. So if you only play once a week or twice a week and it's against an opponent, your opponent's goal is to stop you from hitting the ball, not feed it to your forehand and let you groove that swing. So your only opportunity to get out there on your own, and hit a bunch of balls by yourself. That's the only way you can really get that mass amount of shots in a short amount of time. So I would definitely say that's my best advice for you guys. Just get out there on your own.
Great. Good tip. I'll bear in mind.
Yeah. That's a tip.
Yeah.
That's a tip for everybody, I think.
Go on. Okay. Oh, this is a good one.
Yep.
I'm keen to know your advice on warm down. I'm speaking up. Right? Sultry tones. I'm keen to know your advice on warm down techniques, particularly when you're at a high profile match and people don't allow you the time you need for stretching. What are the best stretches, etc., to avoid injuries? Good luck in the World Championship.
I'm not going to lie, it is tough, because sometimes you play a match in front of your home crowd and, then afterwards you get a big win or maybe even a big loss and people want to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
And the key is to make sure that you can get away and stretch while you're warm. So you should never stretch cold. All right, and I've been learning a lot about this because I traditionally have not been great about stretching out. But the key is you always want to give people time. People have come out to watch you and they really care. And they just want to say hi and congratulate you or commiserate with you. And so you can stretch while you talk to them. You can do things like stretching out your hammies, stretching out your quads, things like that, your arm, your wrists. You can do those types of things while you talk with people. And it does two things. One is it helps you stretch out. And two is that it implies that you need to go stretch out. So maybe they won't be as put off if you say, hey, I really need to go away right now. But the big thing is to make sure that you get to that stretching as quickly as possible after the match, and that you do it while you're still warm. Because as soon as you start to stretch that cold muscle, it's going to start to tighten up, and that's when you're going to get a potential injury. And that's what we really want to avoid if we can. So, oop. You right over there?
Yes, sorry, yeah, fine.
How often, you just started stretching, right? We've been talking about this.
Yeah.
You know, what would you do? So you've won a match, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come high five. You just beat me. You just took me down. Beat the champ.
Yeah.
You know, people want to talk to you. What are you going to say to them when you need to go stretch out, or are you just not going to stretch?
Well, maybe that one, but I mean, I don't know why you can stretch in front of someone, right? They expect you to stretch.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Because
it also implies that you need to stretch. So then they wouldn't be as put off, I don't think, if you were like, hey, I got to go stretch out before I cool down, right?
No, you gotta stretch.
Yeah.
You would expect it, so
Okay.
you just got to do it, or not do it. I mean,
The big thing is to don't just not do it, because it's only going to do more harm than good.
yeah,
You know,
no,
you gotta.
I don't stretch it. I'm paying the price now. My whole body hurts.
Yeah, and if you make it a habit, you know, to get out there and stretch, even if it's just for 5-10 minutes after a match,
Yeah.
you know, every time you play, then you'll just naturally do it. So you could even stay on court. People aren't going to come on court necessarily after a match and bother you. So you can kind of hop out there and just stretch on your own after the match. Give yourself 5-10 minutes, and then that way when you go talk to people for 5-10 minutes, it's not as big of a deal. So.
Yeah. Great. All right. This is from Hampton Court.
Oh, Hampton Court.
Have you got any advice for trying to reduce unforced errors? If you've gone through a patch of making a few mistakes, is there anything you could do mentally or physically to regroup? Thanks, and look forward to seeing you at the Champions Trophy.
Oh, it's very nice to hear from everybody over at Hampton Court. I am very excited to be coming back in July for the Champions Trophy. It is a new event for us, and it is spectacular. The opportunity to get to play at Hampton Court Palace and to have a major there is outstanding.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's see. That's a tough question. We all go through patches where you lose confidence and you're making a lot of errors. I would say the biggest thing I tell myself is to slow down and to, you know, when I say slow down, I don't just mean, you know, try and take deep breaths. You do need to do all that stuff, but to slow down in the corners. Generally speaking, I think errors come from being too fast with the racket, to try and do too much, or to, you know, trying to make sure you get under the ball. And you don't really need to do that. The ball's coming quite hard, and as long as you're at the middle of the strings, it'll most likely go over. So I tell myself to just try and slow down, make sure I hit the middle of the strings, right? And slowly, every time you get a ball back doing that, you're going to build that confidence with it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you keep swinging quick and doing those things, you're going to eventually break your own confidence.
I mean, I hear what you guys saying. The big boys, they say wait. Every time you miss a shot, you always say wait.
Yeah.
I hear you and Bryn said a lot.
Yeah, well, and that's, you know, that's a testament there. If you got the two, what I would say the two best retrievers saying that, then there's something to be said.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you have I know it sounds ridiculous to say this, but you have more time than you think out there.
Yeah.
And you got to take advantage of it. And if you feel rushed, you're going to rush your shot. And if you rush your shot, you're not going to hit it well. So the biggest thing you can do is to slow down, take a deep breath, and just think about hitting the middle of the strings. That's all I ever do. And it seems to work pretty well.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Works all right. Yeah.
Any other questions in there?
Yeah. You'll like this one.
Will I?
No, I think you will.
Will I?
Are you single? Question mark.
No, I'm not currently single. I've started dating a few months ago. A very very lovely woman named Kate, and she's wonderful, and it's going very well. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated on that. Not big on talking about my personal life generally, but yeah, it's nice. What about you?
Oh,
Are you single? Neil, Mr.
I'm
MacKenzie.
always single. Yeah.
Yeah.
What they call the friend zoner. It's my wheelhouse. We can't finish on that. I'm going to finish your racket there.
We were going to end this as soon as I finished stringing this racket, but I think
there.
MacKenzie wants to.
I have another question.
Okay.
Have you ever been served, but you're receiving, someone served 2 ace railroads at you? Winning Galley railroads, has that ever happened?
Yes, that has happened.
Oh, that has happened.
So-
When did that happen? 2 winning Galley railroads.
Yes, so
Yeah, that's impressive.
Mate, alright.
playing against Mr. Neil MacKenzie here at the French Open in
2013.
2013. He remembers better than me, apparently. 2013 French Open first round. We warm up, get ready to go, and yet again, Paris is a very bouncy court. Neil rips down this one bounce railroad. I let it go to the back wall, and then all of a sudden it's in the winning galley.
Oh, yeah.
15 love. Right? I think, okay, that's bad luck. It's not going to happen again, though, right? Next point, railroad, winning gallery. 30 love. Next point, one bounce railroad. I wasn't letting that one go in. Pretty sure I volleyed that into the net. Didn't even get close to going over, as I recall.
No.
40 love. Next point, I got it back, and I'm pretty sure you ran across and slapped the grill about as hard as you could. Game, 1 love. And I'm pretty sure at that point I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a hard one to explain to the family. And Neil, I'm pretty sure, was thinking,
Yeah. I've got him.
I've got him.
Yeah. That was my only game, I think. I think it was my only game.
It might have been.
Yeah, it might have been my only game.
But yeah, that's the only time. I've never hit one in my life myself, but people seem to love to do it against me. It's weird how that happens.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Neil, for hanging out and asking me some questions. If I missed any questions because I didn't get to see them on the stream, I will try to get to them later. And if you have any follow-up questions or want to know anything else, feel free to send me a message. Obviously, I'm over here at Queen's Club getting ready. We have the World Championship Challenge starting the 24th of April. Rob Fay is trying to win the title back from me. And I'm hoping to obviously defend for my first time. If you get a chance to buy a ticket and come out and watch, it'd be great to see you all. If you can't, check out the stream. Queen's Club will be streaming the event live starting April 24th, Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. So thank you all, and yeah, everybody have a good day.